I'm your host, BrightLearn, and today we have a truly eye-opening conversation to unpack. We're going to break down an interview featuring none other than Sheriff Richard Mack, a prominent voice in law enforcement and a staunch advocate for constitutional rights. He sat down with Mike Adams on BrightLearn.com, and trust me, this discussion is packed with insights, controversies, and a whole lot of passion. So, let's jump right in. The interview kicks off with Mike Adams welcoming Sheriff Mack, noting that it's been a while since they last spoke, and boy, do they have a lot to catch up on. The first big topic? The recent actions taken by the Trump administration regarding immigration and law enforcement. Mack expresses his admiration for Trump's efforts in his first month, calling them nothing short of miraculous. He emphasizes the importance of returning to constitutional principles, a theme that runs throughout the entire conversation. One of the key developments discussed is the confirmation of Kash Patel as the head of the FBI. Mack highlights the significance of having someone they've interviewed on the show, now leading such a crucial agency. But the real meat of the conversation revolves around the changes in how Texas law enforcement is handling illegal immigrants. According to Mack, there's a new push to empty county jails of violent illegal immigrants and hand them over to ICE for deportation. This is a stark contrast to the previous administration's approach, and it's generating a lot of buzz. Mack shares his insights on the role of sheriffs nationwide in this process. He mentions his contact with Tom Homan, a key figure in immigration enforcement, and emphasizes the need for sheriffs to cooperate fully with federal authorities. However, he also addresses a controversial point raised by Sheriff Dan Marks from Iowa, who insists on strict constitutional adherence. Mack agrees on the importance of due process, but argues that turning over illegal immigrants to ICE is, in fact, constitutional. This leads to a fascinating discussion about the rights of illegal immigrants. Mack clarifies that while everyone is entitled to due process, this doesn't mean they have the same rights as American citizens. He emphasizes that the Constitution applies to all persons within U.S. jurisdiction, but this doesn't grant them the full spectrum of rights afforded to citizens. It's a nuanced point that underscores the complexity of the immigration issue. The conversation then shifts to the declaration of certain groups as foreign terrorist organizations by the Trump administration. Mack applauds this move, arguing that it empowers law enforcement to act more decisively against armed invaders. He believes this designation could streamline the process of dealing with illegal immigrants who pose a threat, without being bogged down by legal challenges. Mack also touches on the issue of sanctuary cities and states, criticizing them for hindering the enforcement of immigration laws. He believes that these policies are not only unconstitutional, but also dangerous, as they allow dangerous individuals to remain in communities unchecked. The interview takes a turn towards accountability, with Mack calling for investigations into officials like Alejandro Mayorkas, whom he accuses of lying to Congress and aiding illegal immigration. He praises Sheriff Mark Lamb for conducting a criminal investigation into Mayorkas, and urges other sheriffs to follow suit. This is a powerful call for accountability, highlighting the need for law enforcement to hold federal officials responsible for their actions. Mack doesn't shy away from addressing the broader implications of these issues. He discusses the impact of illegal immigration on crime rates, the exploitation of children, and the devastating effects of drugs like fentanyl. He emphasizes the need for a comprehensive approach to tackle these problems, urging sheriffs to take a stand and protect their communities. The conversation then shifts to the CSPOA, the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, and their efforts to support sheriffs in upholding the Constitution. Mack introduces their new fundraiser, offering a wallet with a badge and membership card. This is not just a symbol, but a statement of support for constitutional sheriffs and a way to contribute to the cause. Mack also touches on the importance of educating the public about their rights and the role of law enforcement. He emphasizes that the people are the ultimate bosses of the sheriffs, and they need to communicate their expectations clearly. This is a call for civic engagement, urging listeners to get involved and make their voices heard. Finally, The interview wraps up with a discussion about the broader political landscape and the need for unity. Mack expresses his frustration with partisan politics and calls for a return to American values. He emphasizes the importance of finding common ground and working together to address the challenges facing the nation. And there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of a deeply engaging and thought-provoking conversation. Sheriff Richard Mack's insights offer a unique perspective on some of the most pressing issues of our time. Whether you agree or disagree with his views, there's no denying the passion and conviction behind his words. Thank you for tuning in to BrightLearn. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. And don't forget to check out CSPOA.org to learn more about their work and support their mission. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep learning.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Sheriff Richard Mack and Mike Adams on March 3, 2025. The full interview is available at brighteon.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.